What is up, guys? Welcome back. Dusting is finally here. Y'all gonna have to let me know in the comments what has your experiences been so far with Dusting. If you follow my Twitter page, you certainly have probably heard a couple gripes that I have. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk a little bit more in depth about Dusting and the rest of the update as well that doesn't seem to be working anyway. That was my very first Dusting off the exclusive draft board. Now, of course, going into this coming out, I think a lot of people assumed, especially those people familiar with WWE SuperCard, that it was gonna be your top tier and 2 tiers below you. Now, the very first pull I had was a Vortex that is 2 tiers below me. I am downtown tier, and so downtown plus, and so I can pull downtown, I can pull Spark, I can pull Vortex, which seems to be all good. All the picks that you collect off the draft board, those are the only picks that you're allowed to dust away. You cannot dust them from the inventory or anything like that. I think a lot of people kind of assumed going into this that weren't familiar with dusting that you could just take any card that you ever had and dust it away and, you know, get a pick on the exclusive draft board. That's not the case. It's only the cards that you pull off the draft board, not in packs, not rewards, not anything else, only the draft board. So if you do a bunch of picks, like right here, I have, you know, however many points. If I do not dust them right now and I go, you know, just go to the next screen without dusting them, then they do not count. So I think a lot of people assume that you could just use any card, but that's not the case. Anyways, I grinded again, got another exclusive draft board, and wouldn't you know it, this happened for my second exclusive draft board pick. Of course, not all of them are going to be winners, but you know, in the same sense, we kind of did expect, at least the people that were familiar with WWE SuperCard, that you were going to pull actual player cards. This is a gold ingredient off an exclusive draft board, a gold ingredient, something that you pull on the draft board anyway, like 1 out of 5, sometimes 1 out of 10 draft picks. You get a gold ingredient. Now, I heard on Twitter as well as my Discord that people pulled bronzes, silvers, and all this other stuff. I can't confirm any of that stuff because I didn't necessarily see pictures, but this one for sure, pulling an ingredient off the exclusive draft board, putting in 6,000 points, and we're going to get into the point values so you can see how long it actually takes to build this up. Man, this just set me on fire. I went to Twitter, I posted on, I reposted and posted and just went on fire in Discord. I was so upset, dude. I couldn't, this is definitely not something I personally want to see, especially for as long as it takes to dust away and get rid of all your cards and all that stuff just to get these ingredients, a gold ingredient at that. Now, I want to bring your attention back to January 7th. NBA SuperCard released a blog post, and in that post, they talked about dusting. We've heard your feedback, so we did the thing and released dusting on January 26th. Now, in order for them to hear feedback, that means that people said they wanted dusting. Now, the only people that would know what dusting is those people that played WWE SuperCard. So people that have played WWE SuperCard, people that wanted and also played NBA SuperCard, those are the only ones that would say, hey, put dusting in the game. If you heard that feedback, and you're now putting it in there because the people that have played WWE know what dusting is and want it in the game, then we have expectations of what dusting is going to be like. It goes further on to say, if you're unfamiliar with this feature, it allows you to convert unwanted cards into dust, gradually fill the meter, dubbed the dust meter. When you fill that meter, you'll be taken to a new draft board, features 2 picks down from your top 8 and other goodies. Now, I'm gonna assume that this gold ingredient is what they're gonna refer to as a goodie. Now, anybody that's ever done dusting and anybody that's ever been familiar with WWE SuperCard and dusting, there is absolutely no way that anybody would want to see a gold ingredient off the draft board, off the exclusive draft board. It goes on to further say, dusting empowers you to make the most out of your time. The most out of your time, because spending god-awful number of picks and super coins trying to grind the exclusive draft board and hit your goals by getting a gold ingredient. We hope you enjoy, and thanks for calling this out as something you wanted. I'm pretty sure that we did not want to be able to pull gold ingredients off the exclusive draft board. Now, like I said, I can't verify necessarily if people actually pulled bronzes or silvers and other tiers on the exclusive draft board, but I did see it in Twitter. I did see it on my Discord page. And so assuming that's correct, I'm gonna assume that's a bug, right? And I'm gonna assume that is going to be fixed. But another thing that also should be fixed is this goodies or ingredients that you can also pull from this exclusive draft board. It makes me wonder if anybody has any like intelligent thought processes on testing this game mode out or testing this feature out and thinking, I wonder if the player would actually want to pull a gold ingredient off something that we're supposed to work towards and want to be able to get. I don't know. But either way, a little bit more in depth on how dusting actually is calculated. These are all the tiers that we have. We have 13 total tiers in this game right now. Bronzes, 10 points in dust, all the way up to 330 dust for downtown tiers. So as you're pulling these cards off the draft board, whichever card you do pull, it doesn't matter if it's a support card or a player card or whatever it is, even a ingredient, whatever tier it is, that is the amount of points you get. Now, I did some testing, and we're going to compare this to WWE SuperCard dusting, right? And I know people are going to say it's a different game. Well, if it's a different game, then make the game different, right? Don't make it exactly the same. So therefore, I think it's a reasonable thing to do to compare it to something that is exactly the same. 6,000 points. Playing PvP. I tested this a couple times. 60 total picks. Now, out of 60 total picks, I averaged about 1,000 dust every 60 picks. Sometimes a little bit lower, sometimes a little bit higher, just depending on the amount of dust I was able to collect or what card pulls I did. So just to put that in a little bit perspective, about 1,000 average each time times 6 would get you to that 6,000, which means it's 60 picks times 6. So it's somewhere around 360 total picks off the draft board. You can convert that to super coins if you want to buy 25 picks at a time. But all of that and 360 picks to be fed away, all for a gold ingredient, doesn't seem like something that anybody would ever want to do. I also did the same exact thing on WWE SuperCard. Play PvP, got up to 60 picks, did on the draft board, and in WWE it also goes to 6,000. Now we pull top tier, 2 tiers below, no ingredients. I might add, no ingredients. But in WWE SuperCard, we have 18 total picks. Now, if you'll notice, the top tier in NBA SuperCard is 330 points. Now, Forged tier, which is the 6th tier down, is 330 points. Every other tier, 1 through 13, WWE SuperCard has 18 total tiers. NBA SuperCard has 13, while the first 13 tiers of WWE SuperCard is the same exact point values over in WWE SuperCard. Now, Downtown tier, which is the top tier of the game, is only 330 points. Spark is 280, which is WrestleMania 37. Now, I did this. I filled up that draft meter twice. You saw those 2 exclusive draft picks, right? Now, out of all of those picks that it took me, 600, 700 picks, whatever it took to do that. I did not pull a single spark nor a single downtown card. I pulled 1 vortex and 2 perimeter in that span. Now, comparing that to WWE SuperCard, that would be the same thing as pulling 1 single Royal Rumble 21 and 2 Behemoths in 700 draft picks. Now, we all know, people that play WWE, that's not even possible. You obviously pull a lot better cards. Quite frequently, you're pulling 200, 240, 280, 330 on a regular basis. The top tier in NBA SuperCard is a card that has been out over a year ago in WWE SuperCard for that same exact cost, filling up the draft meter, the dust meter, to 6,000. So as you can imagine, it takes a lot longer. Now my averages for WWE SuperCard was approximately about 1,500 every 60 picks, compared to NBA SuperCard, which was about 1,000. So it took only 4 times doing that, which is about 240 picks, as opposed to 360 picks on NBA SuperCard. 120 pick difference is quite a few. That is, just to, I guess, equate it for super coins, that is 5 times 75 picks, which is, what is that, 375 extra super coins. It's quite significant. I think the point in all that is that in NBA SuperCard, the exclusive draft board, filling up those 6,000 dust takes way too long. It is ridiculous that they make a game, it's literally exactly the same as WWE SuperCard, but yet they make it so much more difficult to grind certain games and aspects of this game. I've actually mentioned it in other videos, how WWE SuperCard is so much easier and so much player friendly for the average player than NBA SuperCard. And this is just another one of those things in which it just shows comparing two things that are literally exactly the same. Exactly the same. It is a lot more difficult on NBA SuperCard to achieve the same goals in which they said in that blog post they wanted to make it easier for us to achieve our goals. Well, they're making it a lot more difficult for us to achieve our goals. And the fact that we can pull gold enhanced or gold ingredients on the exclusive draft board is, I think this update is probably the biggest fail in NBA SuperCard history that they've ever done. Maybe even in all SuperCard history. I don't even want to get into, which I will anyway, because I'll just mention, is that they did mention the spinners, which is it's exactly the same. The spinners have not changed whatsoever. Now, granted, they might come later on, but we've had the update for now 2 days, and there's still no difference in the spinners. The ingredients still count as support cards, so that didn't change either. So the update's been out. And we had a maintenance last week on Thursday that was supposed to address some of these things, in which it completely crashed the game for God knows how many hours. A lot of people missed their TBG attacks. Probably a lot of people lost TBGs, weren't able to charge TBGs for multiple hours last Thursday doing this maintenance, supposedly getting ready for this update. And then dusting comes out, people pulling bronzes, silvers, ingredients on the exclusive draft board. It takes way longer to be able to fill up the 6,000 dust meter. The spinners do not work, and ingredients still count as support cards. This is probably the worst update in all SuperCard history. Now, of course, I think that I'm going to assume that it'll probably be fixed at some point. Things will probably be updated, but it goes back to the thing that, you know, when a game or a company or something, you know, they start to give off that impression that they can't do anything right, and that they can't implement updates right. And every single thing that comes out with the game, there is some sort of problem. Obviously, the confidence of the player is hurt, and I can tell you that mine, I have absolutely no desire to play this game right now. Zero. I just did my Team Spirit quest at the last moment, you know, with just a couple hours left, because I don't even care what I pull on here. Ooh, I got a rebounding. Yay, that's great. I don't feel like playing this game. I don't feel like grinding the event. I don't feel like playing TBGs. I don't feel like doing PvP. All of this stuff just so I could get like ingredients on the exclusive draft board, just so I could spend however many thousands of super coins I spent yesterday trying to get this exclusive draft board. I spent probably, I don't know, 3,000, just about all my super coins that I have left over. 2,000 super coins just so I could get a gold ingredient. I don't know. It definitely does not sit well with me right now. Team Spirit. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. You know, sorry if I, offended anybody. All of those people that think that I am out of line or, just complaining about things. Well, you know what? I think we have a right to complain. And, time after time after time after time, it feels like with this game, especially being that I play WWE and NBA SuperCard so much together, and that's pretty much the majority of this entire channel. I play them equally. NBA SuperCard just constantly screws things up. It's like an entire company full of incompetence, which is crazy to me because I think NBA or WWE SuperCard does so well in so many other things. Do they still screw up sometimes? Yes, they do. Not everybody's perfect. But there are just so many things in this game and so many things that come out in this game, so many updates that are just screwed up. And I'm getting really frustrated with this game right now, and I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to turn it on. I personally love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport, and I don't even want to look at this game right now. I don't even want to turn on this game or even think about playing anything in this game. But either way, hopefully it was at least somewhat informative as far as point values go and how dusting actually works and all of that stuff. Hopefully this get fixed. I'm sure it probably will, but like I said, they just have this stigma of can't do anything right. We expect things to be screwed up when they come out, and that doesn't make a very pleasant experience for the people that are playing. And I don't expect any sort of compensation for any of those people that pull bronzes and silvers. I mean, maybe they will, but the thousands of super coins I wasted just to get a stupid ingredient, it's just so frustrating. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about all this stuff. Go follow my Twitter page if you have not yet followed. Link for that's in the description. Either way, I'll see y'all hopefully again soon. Have a good weekend. I'm out.